gonna chicken out. Okay, here. Look at all these people.
Hi.
Oh, come up here. Hello, everybody. This is totally out of my element, so we're gonna try to get through this. But we're the Dunnings. This is Anthony, as you guys know, Kevin, Olivia, Brianna, and I'm Jessica. Say hi. All right, so we're so excited to be here for this amazing event for such a great cause. I'm standing here today because about 3 years ago, Starlight became a huge part of our lives. But I'm going to take you back a little bit so you understand why we're actually here. About 11 years ago, I was a single mom to a cute little baby girl. Never did I think this many years later she'd be this great preteen. A little crazy, but bigger than me. I started dating a great friend that I knew since kindergarten. What was I thinking? Because that guy stole my heart. Little did I know we were as lucky as we were. He took my little girl into his life and as his own and never looked back. A couple years later, we found out we were blessed to be pregnant with the little Brianna. At the first ultrasound, the doctors come and tell us it was a girl. And we were so excited, but she has gastroschisis. Were we not sure how severe it was until she was born. There's a surgery to correct it, but she may not live. I went home in disbelief. How could this be? A few months later, 5 weeks early, I had a C-section. Not only did Brianna have gastroschisis, which is, in her case, she was born with her stomach and her intestines on the outside of her body. But she also swallowed the meconium, which poisoned her body and enlarged her heart. For the next 2.5 months, we fought for her little life. All we wanted was a miracle. And 5 weeks after she was born, we were able to hold her for the first time. She was on the mend slowly, but she finally came home on a feeding tube, and it only lasted 9 days until she quickly progressed and made milestones, developing like any other little girl her age. We got our miracle. And about 2.5 years later, we were blessed to deliver baby number 3, the last one. While I was pregnant, I had many extra visits and ultrasounds, just for precaution because of Brianna's problems. Everything looked great. The only thing was this baby was pretty stubborn and didn't want to show us his gender. So baby it was going to be a surprise. All I wanted was a healthy baby, but deep down, I was done with girls. I wanted a boy. So for reasons unknown at the time, baby it would not turn. He was breached. Not always a bad thing, but in this case, the doctors wanted to turn him, or try to turn him. And during the process, the heart rate dropped, and once again, there I was in another C-section. It's a boy, beyond excitement, until I saw Kevin's face. I knew something was terribly wrong. The C-section was a little rougher than with Brianna, but this baby was supposed to be healthy, and this time he was supposed to be going home like any other family. The doctors were baffled. Anthony was born like jello. No muscle tone, completely bruised, and both of his legs were dislocated. I thought to myself, it's not a big deal, right? Couple bruises, he'll heal up. Babies aren't always bodybuilders or born tough. And just like that, his legs can be put back. Everybody has dislocated joints every once in a while. Not the case. An ambulance came a few hours later from Rush University to take him to the hospital with a higher level trauma unit. But obviously, since I just had a major surgery, I was left behind. For 2 days, I fought with the nurses and doctors to just let me leave. I need to get to my son. Then finally, Kevin came to pick me up and took me to the hospital, which felt like forever away, only an hour and a half. We couldn't get there fast enough. Anthony laid there motionless, besides little breaths. He took with a little machine. It was like deja vu all over again. Monitors, tubes. But this time it was a little different. We had no reasons, no answers, no explanations to what he had going on. Over the next month in the NICU, the doctors and nurses kept telling us, we know exactly what he has. We're going to run a few tests and he'll be all right. Well, the tests kept coming back negative for what they thought. So after a month of fighting, Kevin decided it was time to take him home. The doctors told us he was going to be a vegetable. So you know what? At least he's home with his family, and he's happy and where he's loved. For the next 3 years, therapists would come most weeks 5 times a week to give him therapy. We had every toy, every piece of equipment, everything to get him back on the right track. He finally was scooting all over the house on his butt, not walking, never crawled. At 1.5, he couldn't walk, but he was potty trained. So he was a determined little guy. By 2, he was moving mountains and took his first steps. He had a walker for about a year and started getting stronger. He had 16 specialists and many procedures and hospital stays, but still no answers and no explanations. At 3, he started preschool at the same school as his sisters, which is a pre-K through 8th. The only difference, he's the popular one. Everybody knows him in school, even the 8th graders. I go to school to help, and everybody screams down the hallways, Anthony, right? He has such an amazing outlook on life, and his ego, it's about 10 times his size. One of Anthony's therapists asked me, is he part of Starlight? He would love it. No, what's that? Do they have answers for us? How about explanations? Well, Starlight had neither. So I signed up never thinking the impact of the foundation would have on our lives. They didn't have the answers we were looking for, but they had something much bigger. It was a way to take our mind off of the everyday stress. I said I wasn't going to cry. Of hospitals, doctors, therapy. It takes a toll on you. It's not easy. Starlight was a way to meet new families that were going through the similar journeys we were. We attended many great escapes. Some of their favorites were we went to the pumpkin patch, monster trucks, horseback riding to an amazing facility that was for children of disabilities or regular. Nothing wrong with them. We went to Disney on Ice, a gala dinner with Cindy Crawford, and even a plane flight to the North Pole from O'Hare Airport. Starlight gave us the break that we needed to get through. Arriving at a hospital stay or a specialist visit, which most times it sounds like you're going to the doctor, oh, it'll take an hour. It could last all day. They're never quick. But sitting there in the waiting room and there being a PlayStation or a Wii sounds like the littlest thing. It makes a huge difference, especially when he's 5 and has no patience. As small and simple as that sounds, it makes a huge difference. On December 30th of 2014, Anthony was finally diagnosed. His genetics doctor called. After 5.5 years of waiting, we had the answer we were looking for. He had Ehlers-Danlos syndrome. Not what we wanted to hear at all, but an answer nonetheless. Ehlers-Danlos is a connective tissue disorder. It causes extreme pain, and it affects your entire body. Joints pop out. You have aneurysms. All different things. Right now, he usually wears a back brace. He got a little big, so he's getting a new one. But wears a back brace because his spine goes like kyphosis, like a hunchback. And it's corrected, but he'll have to wear it for a while. It also causes some of your heart, your vessels can burst and things like that. They can have a lifespan of a normal person, but the things that Ehlers-Danlos does cause may not get us that far. It's extremely painful and affects your whole body. So now, all that being said and you knowing why we're here, I just want to say thank you to each and every one of you. This is simply amazing. We have felt like a part of Northwestern since almost a year ago when we came here for the first time. You guys have been so open, and it's amazing. Yeah, Olivia said the other day when we drove home from the Top Chef, she's like, Mom, after the amazing race, you mean that doesn't mean our friendship's over with them, right? It's kind of cute. So I just want to say, over this past year, you guys have gone above and beyond to do something that will never be able to be repaid. Your hard work, your dedication, and your selflessness is incredible, to say the least. Because of all you've done, a child's tough journey will become a little bit easier and a lot more fun. So thank you guys so much, and keep dancing.